Hey friends, welcome back to Homeschool-ology. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Niki. I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. I have a 7th grader down to a preschooler, and on this channel I like to talk to you guys about motherhood and secular homeschooling and family travel and having a big family and everything in between. If you are a regular here, you might have noticed that I've been gone for a little bit, and that was just me kind of taking a mental break from all the things. I had been running on full steam for quite some time, and then every once in a while I just need to take a break, and I didn't really know it was coming. But I was just not feeling it, and so I decided to go ahead and take a week off and kind of get myself back into, you know, happy mode and ready to work and do all those things. So I also had like a big event coming up that I needed to focus on and all of those things. It was a bridal shower, and so I just took some time off, but I am back and I am back at it, and I am hoping to now get back on my Monday, Wednesday, and sometimes Friday schedule. So hopefully you guys will stick around with me, and thank you for understanding while I took a little bit of time off unannounced. I wasn't anticipating taking that time off, but I did. So today's video, I'm just going to be kind of like getting back into the groove of things, trying to get, you know, things back in running order. So today I'm going to be planning my oldest daughter's week, and I figured you might want to come along and see what I'm doing. So this will be a little bit not typical because we will be playing kind of like catch up, in the sense of like we're gonna get back on track with how we like things. So I will point out as I go along like what is normal and what's maybe not quite as normal. But yes, I'm going to show you what I do to prep for her week, and then my younger children, we kind of follow along, like all of our group things will just go based on what I write down on my oldest daughters, and then all their individual things are a little bit more predictable. Like, you know, for pinwheels for my middle daughter, we just open the book and do the next one. So I don't really write that down anywhere because I know we just open the book and do the next day. And for my younger kids right now, we've been using Quill, if you didn't know that, from the Brave Writer. And we were using the jokes one, and it just kind of was going over their head a little bit. Like the Quill is for ages 5 to 7, I believe. Let me check that. So yes, ages 5 to 7, and my kiddos are 3 and 5, so they're very much on that lower end of the spectrum. And I feel like the jokes ones was just kind of geared a little bit more towards the higher kiddos, you know, higher aged kiddos. So we did a little bit of it, but it wasn't really that great of a fit, so I decided to just kind of set that aside, and we've just been working on general things like counting and shapes and just reading books that they want to read. And we're still talking about the like the things that we learned in the wordless book one, which was, I felt, right on for them, and I have a whole video on that. I'll link it here for you guys, but that was going really well, so we kind of just continued that and kind of expanded and worked a little bit more on, you know, just kind of continuing those things. This coming week we're gonna start really focusing on letters. Like, they know a little bit of letters and sounds, but this week I wanted to kind of really hone in on letters, and especially the letters for their names, and start working on their names. So I'm gonna do that with them, and then our things that we always do each week. Let me grab those books that we do each week. So this is the Usborne Big Book of Colors. I will link it down below, but this one we just absolutely love. It has a color wheel on the front, but then it just goes color by color, and it's kind of like a search and find, and they like taking turns, and me asking them to find something, and they just take turns finding them, and they just are really enjoying that, and they want to do it every day. So we do it every day because they want to, they ask for it. And then I found this book at Costco. It's the Huge Book of Numbers. If I can find it online, I will link it down below. And illustrated, I can't even begin to say that name, but I will try to link it down below, or at least put who the author is down below in my thing. But it's just the first page is counting, you know, shows all the numbers counted out, And then the rest of the pages are like how many words are there, how many, so just working on like counting and how many. And so those 2 books we do every single day because they want to. They get excited about it. We do counting bears every single day, and that's like working on sorting, and we work on counting. They both know how to count to 10, no problem. My younger one actually can count to 20, no problem. My son's working on counting to 20. And so we're just kind of doing those things. And then we've been using the wooden letters from Handwriting Without Tears. I'll get those and show those to you too. So these are just the like wood pieces from Handwriting Without Tears, and it has like curves and lines, and it comes with these sheets that have the like letter and then a picture of what, you know, the sound. And so we just work on putting these together and work on letter sounds. But this week I want to focus on like learning their names. So that's what we are going to work on with them. So I don't need to write all that down because we kind of just go with the flow for them, you know, whatever they will cooperate with, whatever they will do. And kids at that age like consistency. So I know that I'm going to do those 2 books. I know I'm going to do the counting bears. I know we're going to do some letters, and then beyond that it's kind of just, you know, however much longer their attention span lasts for, that's what we'll work on. So this week we're going to try to work on learning their names. So that is it for my kiddos, for my younger kiddos. They're very easy to plan for because I essentially don't. You know, when I'm using the quill, I might write out, I'll give you an example of that. When I'm using the quill, I might write out some like post-it notes about like things that I want to get accomplished for that day. And I'll show you this on the down view in a second. Or well, it'll be now, but I'll film it in a second. So as I said, this isn't going to be this week's. This was actually the last week that I had planned out before we took our break. But you can see like on a post-it note, I would just go through the quill and find the activity that I wanted to do and just write it out here to kind of give me a ballpark idea of the things that I wanted to get accomplished. And I just use these little post-it notes to do that, and then I will either transfer the information into my notebook or sometimes just move the post-it note into the notebook if we accomplished all the things. Before we go any further, I hope you will head down and subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so you know when the next videos are coming out, and give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know what you guys like and what you guys want to see more of. And of course, you can always comment down below and let me know what you want to see more of. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and let's continue with the video. And then like I was saying, for my middle daughter, we just know that it's the next thing in the book that she's doing. Right now we're only doing pinwheels and math with her, and then my father-in-law picked up this book for her, and it's just kind of like what every child should know in the 3rd grade, and she's in a little bit of a workbook phase, so we're just working on that. And then whatever group subjects I have is written on my daughter's one that I'm about to show you how I do that. So I'm going to give you a down view, show you what I do to walk through my daughter's, and then I will meet you back here at the end. Okay, so here's the down view of this checklist. I've shown you guys before, but and I'm sorry, it's kind of like not the greatest setup here. I'm trying not, you know, you can see that glare where is it? Over there. I'm trying to kind of avoid that glare as much as possible. And this is the best angle I could get. So I'm sorry for the legs and all the things you can see in it, but hopefully it's not too distracting. So basically I have just a paper towel, and I've wet the end. I talked about this before. I laminate the paper, and then I use wet erase markers. If you use dry erase, you will never get the stuff off. If you use wet erase, it comes right off. So I just get a paper towel and just wet one little corner of it, because you don't need much water to take it off, and just wipe it down, and then I will use the dry side to kind of pull off all of that color, and it does kind of build up, so you do kind of have to fold it over and use the other side of that. I kind of let this sit here a little bit. It's normally not quite this hard. I let it sit while I was filming some other stuff, so it's a little drier than I would normally have it be. But as you can see, it wipes all that color off, and it's ready to go. So let me get a pen and we will write out this week's lessons. Okay, so philosophy, let me find that. So I've shared this many times. We use this Philosophy for Kids book, and then we just do the next question, and so I'll move the flag each time. So the next question is, law of gravity. And so that will be what we do for that. For root words, we are using this root words beginner, and we are just doing a lesson at a time. I believe we did lesson 7 last week. Yep. And so we are going to do lesson 8 this coming week. I always double check though, just to make sure I don't want to do more than one lesson in a week, like if one is short or not. And then for Fix It Grammar, she just does her week there, so I don't have to do anything there. Spelling test, I will check and see what number we are on. We just do 4 lessons a week. So we're on lesson 39. Oh, 40 comes after 39. 40, 41, and 42. And then for math, I know she is working on unit 13. And then lightning literature, we are starting the Helen Keller book. And so if you saw my lightning literature video, I will post, I'll link it here. You'll know that I don't love the way that this is planned out, so I will kind of change it a little bit from what it should be, like from what's written here. So we did skip ahead a little bit, so it says we're in semester 2, but we skipped ahead quite a bit. We're not really, but we did Bride from Yellow Sky. So you can see that this week is just read. So last week it would have had her do chapter 6 introduction and read chapters 1 through 14 of the Story of My Life. That's a lot of chapters, so we did this, you know, we've kind of changed it all up. We've changed it all up. I'm kind of following what's here and I'm kind of not. But so anyways, I'm gonna have her do the introduction and the Story of My Life, but I'm also gonna have her do a couple of worksheets, because I'd rather it be like a couple of lessons here and there, and then a worksheet here or there. So she is going to do, I'm gonna have her read, just a second. So I wanted to see how many chapters there were and how long the chapters were. That's pretty small print, so I think she probably will only read a chapter or 2. Probably only a chapter a day. So I'm gonna have her read the introduction, and then she's gonna read chapters 1 through 4 of Helen Keller. And then she is going to do worksheet 1, or 6-1L, page 89, and page 94, worksheet 6-4C. History we won't be doing this week, because like I said, we're trying to get things back in order, and I'm not quite ready for her to start the Mayflower unit, so we just won't be doing any history this week. We'll just be leaving that blank. Science, we are going to work on getting caught back up. So let's see, I think she's like almost done with the first unit. Oh, okay, so she is done with unit 1, so we will work on unit 2. So we're just going to start unit 2. So she will read chapter 5, and then we will do the level 1 activity, and then we are going to look through the astronomy book that I have. That's what we needed to finish from last time. We were working on that, and I never got around to finishing that. So we are going to do that. And then we were working on our animal mini books, so and we didn't finish them. So we're going to work on the animal mini books, and probably go ahead and do some some geography. We finished all of our, except for Norway, and I'm saving Norway until Christmas because we're going to learn about Norwegian Christmas traditions this year. And so we won't be doing that yet, but she's gonna work on her countries in GeoBinder this week. Because I want her to try to get through, I want to finish Europe by the end of the year. So she is gonna work on that. And I think that is all we're going to do this week. So I know it doesn't look like a lot this week. And like I said, it's because we're kind of playing catch up and trying to get things back in order from being like off of our game. But that is, oh, let me pull it this way. So that is kind of what we will be doing this week. That is how our week is going to go. So I hope you guys found that useful or helpful. I know I've shared the checklist a couple of times before, but this is how I actually use it, what we actually do to get through the checklist or set up the checklist each week. And then my daughter will pull this out. She'll do the things she can do or wants to do on her own, and then she'll have me help her with the other things. Our group subjects are written on here, and we'll do those when we get to them. So that is how all that goes. So now I am set up for this next coming week, and like I said, it's our first week back after a week break. So, you know, this is kind of a little bit of a different week for us because we're just getting back into the swing of things. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you will stick around and chat with me again soon. I am also over on Instagram at Homeschool-ology, and you can follow kind of our day-to-day life over there. I had taken a break from that as well, but I'm going to try to get back on that as much as I possibly can and share kind of our life with you, and I hope you will share your life with us. I do have a Q&A coming up pretty soon. I'll probably post the question, like, you know, the response box for the questions maybe next week, so be on the lookout for that. And then I have some other videos coming out with you. I have a collaboration video next week as well, so make sure you come back and hang out with us, and I will talk to you guys again real soon. Talk to you later. Bye.